everybody, welcome back to my page. Today I'm just going to be doing a little chit chat with you. Got a few things that we can talk about, and also just checking in with everybody, seeing how everybody's doing. So, first things first, if you're coming back to my page, hi, thank you, and I love you. And if you're new, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it and like this video. Now, a few things that I want to talk about is dealing with cardiomyopathy and anxiety. We'll start from the beginning. I was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. I had no clue I had it. Now, what cardiomyopathy is it's an enlarged heart. So the blood doesn't pump through the heart regularly like it should. So I was 18 years old. I was pregnant with my first child, my daughter, and I was having a lot of complications. Couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep, nauseated, chest pain, arm pain, fingers numbing. But being 18, I thought, maybe that's just the normal for being pregnant. Well, I was in the hospital for about a week, and they were stopping me from giving birth because I was 3 centimeters dilated, and I was only 6.5 months pregnant, so that was really early on in the pregnancy. And my doctor had came in with a cardiologist, and they just stood at the end of my bed and just looked at me with like the most horrified look. And I just looked at them and grabbed my stomach, and I was like, what is my daughter okay? What's going on? What's the matter? I was more concerned about my daughter in my stomach than myself, and it kind of freaked me out with the way they were looking at me. And my doctor introduced the cardiologist. I've never seen a cardiologist my whole life, so it was kind of terrifying because I was so young. And he sat by me and he was like, I don't know what to do for you because you're 6 months pregnant. There's not much I can do. But your heart is 2 sizes enlarged. And it's causing a lot of complications, and it's risking your life with this pregnancy. And I told him, do whatever you have to do to keep my daughter alive. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it risks my life. Keep my daughter alive. And I ended up having my daughter at 8.5 months pregnant. Healthy, beautiful little girl. Very blessed that she came out healthy and beautiful, and she's a smart girl, very creative, loves, gaming and art and drawing, and she's my everything. And after I gave birth, I had to undergo a lot of tests, and they asked, was there any trauma when I was younger? Did I get sick? And I told them I had I had bacterial pneumonia when I was about 4 or 5. And he said, okay, well, that could be the cause of the cardiomyopathy. You just didn't know that you had a heart disease your whole life until I got pregnant and it triggered it. So, had to go on medicine to slow my heart rate down so we can get the enlargement to go back to normal. Had to go on a diet, work out, eat healthy. I ended up dropping from 156 pounds to 120. Was working out every day, doing good, felt great. And I had asked them because my dream was to always have a big family. I wanted 4, 5, 6 kids. Just that dream big wedding. Or, I can't talk. That dream big family. And, they informed me you can't have any more kids. It will kill you. So that was extremely heartbreaking for me and definitely depressed me. But I worked hard, I got healthy, got my heart healthy, and I asked my cardiologist again, can I try for one more, baby? And it took me 8 years after having my daughter, and I got pregnant with my son. And that was probably an amazing pregnancy because I knew more, I was older, I knew what to expect, knew I had cardiomyopathy, knew what to look for. So it was easier, but still more scary because you still have to watch out for everything. So my son came at 8.5 months pregnant, again, like my daughter. And he came out healthy as well, no complications. He did have to stay in the hospital a little longer for a few medical reasons. With development, his lungs weren't fully developed 100%, but he was fine. So he's a strong, happy little boy. Both my kids are my blessings, and they're amazing. I love them to the moon and beyond. And after I had my son, my cardiologist and my OB came to me and said, you can't have any more kids because you're gonna die, and we're recommending that you tie your tubes. That to me was the most devastating and heartbreaking news to hear. But I had two beautiful babies that needed their mom, and I loved them more than anything, and I didn't want to risk my life anymore. I had my daughter and my son. Perfect. So perfect. So after a month, I went and had my tubes tied, and I was terrified. My blood pressure was through the roof, and they had to calm me down before they put me under. And then I woke up, and the nurse had said that I yelled out, I'm the worst person in the world for doing this, and she was like, no, you're not. You're saving your life for your babies. You are not a horrible person. You're not a horrible mom. You're amazing. And then I ended up passing back out, and then I woke up to the nurses waking me up because my blood pressure kept dropping and my oxygen was dropping. And then finally I sat up and was able to slowly get my eyesight back from being put under. And I had went home, and it took me a long time to forgive myself for tying my tubes, but I realized that I did it for me and my husband and my kids, so I can be here with them for many years to come, and that was the best choice I could make. Now with cardiomyopathy, it's scary because one minute you can be fine, and then the next minute you're having troubles even talking or eating or drinking or sleeping or walking or running or working out or pretty much doing anything you get held back from. And I get chest pains, or I'll feel like kind of like my heart does like a quick adjustment, like it's hiccuping. And I'll cough because it makes me lose my breath. And my fingers get numb, I get back pain, and it's just a scary thing because I could be just standing out at the grocery store and then all of a sudden just get lightheaded and overexhausted and just feel really weak. And it sucks because it prevents me from doing a lot of things. Like, I can't do too much of crazy stuff because I can't risk my heart getting enlarged or anything like that. I can't bungee jump because if I get too scared, it can cause problems and complications. And it's definitely something I had to learn to live with. And you have to watch your diet, be careful with fats and red meats and sodium and drinking soda or anything that can complicate it. So I eat a lot of organic foods, and I make my food because fast food you can't go out and eat. It's saturated in fat. And I do meal preps with skinless chicken and veggies and fish. I'll eat fish and, just try to keep my diet and keep trying to work out and keeping myself healthy for my family and myself. The thing with cardiomyopathy is it can be terrifying at first when you first hear you have a heart disease. But one thing you got to keep in mind is you have a great team of doctors behind you. You have your family, your friends supporting you, and you just don't look at it as your life is over. Look at it as your life is just beginning, and it's an obstacle that you have to learn how to live with and learn how to work around it and just not let it bring you down and terrify you, because it can be extremely terrifying, but you just got to keep strong and keep pushing and never give up. Now, I also have anxiety on top of the cardiomyopathy, and the anxiety, it comes at the worst time. Like the past few days, my heart's been racing and I've just been like feeling like panic mode, like something bad is going to happen. And that scares me because anything that triggers my heart to race really makes it worse. And then I start to panic, and then it makes the anxiety trigger even worse. And I just don't like the feeling that anxiety gives, because I feel like something bad is going to happen. And I just sit there throughout the day like, what's going to happen is, and it's terrifying. And I just, to get out of it, I just clear my head and just tell myself it's okay, everything's fine. God is with you. You have a beautiful family. Don't stress. And then I take slow breaths to try to calm myself. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. It can be frustrating because it's like, why am I waking up with an anxiety attack? What is wrong? And just feeling like everything and anything is going to go wrong that day, and not wanting to talk to anybody or see anybody, and just isolating myself from the world. And it's just like, that's the worst feeling anybody can ever go through. And it's hard to talk to a lot of people because not everybody understands it. It's just like, oh, you'll be fine. Just get up. Stop stressing about it. Nothing's wrong. You got an amazing life. You got an amazing family, and so on and so on. But that's not the case. Anxiety comes and goes. You never know when it's going to hit, and you never know when it's going to go. And you could be having fun, and then all of a sudden it just bam hits you, and you're just like, I gotta go. And you leave like a family event or a party, or leave your friends, or you have to leave work because it's just so overwhelming and you just can't handle it, and you just want to go home and curl up on your bed and just hide away. And if you're out in public and you're around a crowd and your anxiety hits because you're in a crowded place and you just freak out and run out, it's the worst thing to have anxiety, and a lot of people suffer from it and a lot don't. And it's just one of those things where it's like, how do you tell someone what you're feeling when you can barely understand it yourself? How do you try to make someone understand the fear going through your body and the jitteriness and just shaking and your heart just racing and just feeling like panic mode, like, oh my God. And the answer is you can't make someone understand. Nobody is going to understand what you're going through but yourself. But don't push people away. Try to explain it in the best way you can. Or just tell them, I need you to just leave me alone for a little so I can collect myself, and then when I'm ready, I will tell you. Or talk to your doctor and see a therapist, anything you can do to try to help yourself heal, because you're definitely not alone. And I've learned that because I used to isolate myself, and I still have moments where I'll kind of not go on any social media. I won't leave the house. I'll just kind of stay to myself, and that's okay. You're going to have moments where you just don't want to be bothered. You just want to do your own thing, and that's fine. So those are the two things that I suffer from that are my biggest nightmares, but I have learned to adjust around them and deal with them and live with them. And both are terrifying, but I can't let them bring me down because I'm only going on to 30 this month. And I got my whole life ahead of me. And I am not about to have cardiomyopathy and anxiety take me down. Will I have better days than some? Yes. Will I have worse days than some? Of course. That's expected. But you just got to keep pushing and keep going and never give up. And I hope that my story can help someone or motivate someone to keep going, because if I can help at least one person realize that they're not alone, and I'm here on my YouTube channel, I will be here to, help anybody that I can. If you want to tell me your story in the comments or message me, that's fine. I'm here for anybody. And, one thing dealing with cardiomyopathy and anxiety is I said to my husband, I want to help at least one person in my lifetime that could possibly be going through the same thing I am. And that's just my goal in life. I love helping people, and it's my passion. And if I can help anybody, I will. And I just hope that hearing my story, or if you can relate to it and be like, you know what, yeah, I go through that every day, and it sucks. You can reach out to anybody. Anybody is here for you. And there are people in this world that'll help you out, especially your family and friends. You may think no one's going to understand, no one cares, but they do. You just have to give them a chance and let them in. And, that was my biggest problem, is I held everything in, and everyone was like, what's your problem? Why are you acting like that? What's wrong with you? And finally, I just broke down and said, I'm terrified of my heart disease. I have really bad anxiety that I don't understand how to handle or how to take care of. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to explain it to you. And there's just times that I just want to be held and hugged and told that everything's going to be okay. And to my surprise, a lot of people were like, you know what, I know what you're going through. I go through the same thing. And now I have my husband that I open up to whenever anything's bugging me. I have, one of my close friends that I can write at any point and just be like, you know what, this is what's going on. I need you to just, write me and just make me laugh and tell me how your day's going so I can take my mind off of it. And that's an amazing thing. So don't be afraid to reach out, or if you just don't feel like reaching out, have a diary and write down in the diary, each day how you were feeling, what you did. And that'll help too. And then try to look for hobbies, something that'll keep your mind off of it, like reading or drawing or painting or crafts or DIYs or anything like that. Or if you like cooking, or YouTube, YouTube, do a vlog every day and just record yourself just telling how you feel each day, anything to help you get through what you're going through, because you're gonna get through this. You're strong, you're beautiful, you're amazing, and don't be scared, because you're gonna be okay. We're all strong, we're all powerful, we're all beautiful, and we're all gonna get through this. And I had to make this video and reach out to anybody who could possibly be going through, heart disease or any disease or cancer or anxiety or depression, anything you may be going through, even hard times in life, losing a job or losing your vehicle or losing your home or money problems or anything that could be going on in your life. Reach out to someone and know that you're not alone, and you have so much support than what you know. And don't think that you don't, because you do. And I hope that this helps someone, and I hope that, I can brighten your day, and I hope that everybody's Friday is amazing, and I love you all, and I truly hope you all have a blessed day, and that this helped. I love you all. Bye.